Tech and SaaS Market Pulse August 7, 2026. Disclaimer. News commentary only. Not legal, financial, medical, investment, or professional advice. Anecdotal reports are not recommendations or guidance. 1. Finance/fintech/DeFi. Stablecoins move from experiment to infrastructure. The quiet financial rail revolution nobody can ignore. One of the most important developments unfolding across financial technology is the continued normalization of stablecoins, tokenized assets, and blockchain-based payment rails within mainstream finance. Industry reporting and banking sector research indicate that money movement remains a defining investment theme, with institutional attention increasingly focused on payment infrastructure, tokenization, and digital settlement networks rather than purely speculative crypto activity. Stablecoin transaction activity has expanded dramatically in recent years, while financial institutions continue exploring real-time settlement and programmable finance capabilities. The broader SaaS opportunity sits above the blockchain layer, where software companies can embed payments, compliance workflows, treasury management, and automated reconciliation directly into business operations. For investors and operators, the long-term story is not merely digital currency, but the emergence of software-defined financial infrastructure that can move capital faster and more efficiently than legacy systems. If this trend continues, tomorrow's most valuable fintech platforms may resemble financial operating systems powering commerce on Earth and, eventually, in future off-world economic ecosystems where machine-speed settlement becomes essential. J.P. Morgan. +1. 2. Finance/SaaS markets. AI capital floodgates open again. Why venture money is racing back into software faster than expected. Technology financing entered 2026 with renewed momentum as major funds, AI-focused investments, and large-scale venture allocations continue grabbing headlines throughout the global startup ecosystem. Recent funding announcements and sector coverage suggest that investors increasingly view AI-powered SaaS as a foundational layer rather than a speculative category. The market's focus has shifted toward platforms capable of producing measurable operational efficiency, workflow automation, and decision intelligence. This transition favors companies delivering durable business outcomes instead of merely offering novelty AI features. For software operators, the message is clear. Capital markets appear more interested in infrastructure, enterprise productivity, and data-driven platforms than experimental consumer applications. A renewed funding environment could accelerate acquisitions, consolidations, and platform expansion across enterprise software, creating new growth opportunities for founders and public market technology investors alike. The broader futurist perspective remains optimistic, as advanced software increasingly augments human capability rather than replacing it outright. Touch Funding News. +1. 3. Legal tech/compliance. The AI compliance era has officially arrived, the regulatory shift that could create the next billion-dollar SaaS winners. Legal tech and regulatory technology are rapidly becoming central pillars of enterprise software strategy as organizations prepare for evolving AI governance frameworks and digital compliance requirements. Industry analysis increasingly highlights RegTech, AI governance, auditability, and risk controls as emerging priorities for financial institutions and technology providers. Simultaneously, discussions surrounding major regulatory frameworks, including AI-focused rules and compliance obligations, continues pushing corporations towards software-assisted governance models. This environment creates significant opportunities for SaaS companies capable of automating documentation, monitoring model behavior, tracking regulatory obligations, and generating defensible audit trails. Rather than viewing regulation as a growth constraint, many technology leaders now see compliance automation as an expanding software category with recurring revenue potential. The next generation of legal tech platforms may become mission-critical operating layers that help enterprises deploy artificial intelligence safely while maintaining accountability and public trust. In a future shaped by increasingly autonomous systems, transparency could become one of the most valuable digital assets a company possesses. Fintech Profile. +1. 4. E-commerce/retail tech. Agentic commerce is coming, when AI starts buying, selling, and negotiating on your behalf. A rapidly emerging trend across commerce technology is the rise of agentic commerce, where software agents assist or execute purchasing, procurement, and operational decisions. Industry observers increasingly describe a future in which intelligent systems operate inside business workflows, handling routine transactions while humans oversee higher-level objectives. For SaaS vendors serving retail, logistics, payments, and supply chain markets, this shift opens new product categories centered on automation, optimization, and real-time commercial decision-making. Embedded finance and integrated payment capabilities are becoming particularly important because software platforms seek to capture greater portions of the transaction lifecycle. Retail technology providers that unify shopping experiences, payment infrastructure, inventory visibility, and AI-driven recommendations may enjoy substantial competitive advantages. Beyond efficiency gains, agentic commerce could democratize sophisticated business tools previously available only to large enterprises. The long-term vision is a commercial environment where humans set goals, machines execute workflows, and economic participation becomes more accessible across industries and geographies. J.P. Morgan. +1. 5. Cybersecurity/risk management. Cyber risk escalates alongside digital transformation, the hidden cost of the AI-powered economy. Cybersecurity remains one of the defining technology stories of 2026 as organizations confront increasingly sophisticated attack surfaces created by cloud adoption, digital transformation, AI integration, and interconnected software ecosystems. Recent cybersecurity reporting highlighted significant data exposure incidents, active vulnerability exploitation, and growing concerns around authentication systems and identity security. Analysts also continue warning that artificial intelligence can amplify the speed, scale, and effectiveness of cybercriminal activity when used maliciously. For SaaS providers, security is no longer merely a technical feature, but a business differentiator that influences customer trust, procurement decisions, and regulatory compliance. Demand is expected to remain strong for identity management, threat detection, vulnerability management, and cyber resilience platforms that help enterprises operate securely in an increasingly connected world. The hopeful perspective is that defensive technologies are evolving just as rapidly as offensive tools, creating opportunities for innovators to build a safer digital future. As humanity expands technologically, whether through global connectivity or future space-based infrastructure, cyber resilience will remain a foundational requirement rather than an optional enhancement. Cybersecurity Review. +1. Suggested YouTube video description. Today's Tech and SaaS Market Pulse explores 5 major developments shaping the future of finance, fintech, DeFi, legal tech, compliance automation, retail technology, AI commerce, cybersecurity, and enterprise software. We examine the rise of tokenized finance, renewed AI investment activity, the growing importance of regulatory technology, the next phase of intelligent commerce, and the escalating cyber risk landscape. This episode maintains a realistic but optimistic view of technological progress, focusing on how innovation can empower people, strengthen businesses, and build foundations for future generations. Disclaimer: this content is news commentary and educational discussion only. Nothing contained herein is legal, financial, investment, medical, or professional advice.
Share video tắt.
Tech News 2026, SaaS News, FinTech News, DeFi News, Stablecoins, Tokenization, AI SaaS, Startup Funding, Venture Capital, Enterprise Software, Legal Tech, RegTech, Compliance Software, AI Governance, E-commerce Technology, Retail Tech, Agentic Commerce, Embedded Finance, Cybersecurity News, Risk Management, Cloud Security, Digital Transformation, Business Technology, Future of Finance, Technology Podcast, AI Economy, FinTech Trends, SaaS Market Update, Innovation News, Tech Investing. Base thumbnail. Text: 5 massive tech shifts, fintech, AI, cybersecurity. Visual, split-screen globe with digital financial networks, AI circuitry, cybersecurity shield, and futuristic SaaS dashboards glowing in blue and gold. Thumbnail A/B/C test.